But when they talk about what you've been up to, I'm like, girl.
I'm telling you, I've been through it. Like, I don't think I've ever showered 3 times in one day. Like, and that's how it is when I'm in Ghana. Because, like, I come out, I go in, I'm like, okay, let me take a shower before I go out.
And then you're heading out again.
You know, it's like, it's really been insane. Even in South Africa, I've never been this busy. I don't know, maybe it's because I'm not staying for long. So we're just trying to get everything done.
Everything out of the way.
Yeah.
Look, a few months ago, probably late last year, she had a very quiet life, living life as a journalist.
You know 9 to 5. You know, I had no wahala.
You had no wahala, no drama. And literally just a couple of followers.
I swear.
But now, look at you. Half a million followers. The world is watching you. Khosi Rains are listening to you.
I know.
People are, looking for the opportunity to hang out with you. And some people are dreaming about you.
And that confers to you.
Khosi.
It sounds like you know something I don't.
Khosi.
Yes.
Life has changed.
Life has massively changed. Like, it has changed. But there's a saying where they say the more things change, the more they stay the same. Yes. I remember when I heard that from my literature teacher in uni. It did not make sense. But
now it does.
But now it does, because so much has changed, but things are really still the same. You know what I mean? When you go back to really who Khosi is and how I look at the world, things are just still the same, but just everything else around me has changed.
Do you think the world sees you the way you see yourself?
That's a really good question, but I don't think one should be too bothered of how the world see them. I think it's rather more important how you see yourself.
How you see yourself.
Because if you focus on how you reflect on the outside world, then you tend to do things to please the world. Yeah.
If there's one thing I learned about you in the Big Brother house, it's probably your confidence.
Yeah.
And this was, you came across as somebody who was well wired and knew what she was about.
Really?
When people couldn't predict what you were up to, and people were wondering, what's this girl up to? Or why is she doing this? Or why is she not doing this? And whatnot. You seem to have everything grounded. Because I think that whole reality show was a whole bag of emotional experiments.
Yes, absolutely.
How did you go through all that?
Oh, wow. You know what I hate?
Tell me.
I hate the fact that I didn't realize that it was an experiment until I was inside the house.
Okay.
I think maybe that was for the better.
Yeah.
Because as a postgrad student, you understand doing research and how experiments usually run.
Right.
And what's the whole point of them.
Yeah.
I think I would have been more... not that I wasn't, but more level-headed if I had realized that at the end of the day, it's an experiment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I've seen how experiments run, and I know the point, but I wasn't thinking about that.
Wow.
Yes.
So what were you thinking about? What were you expecting?
Okay.
Before going into the house then?
Honestly, all I thought about was that my life has been one big circle.
Yeah.
Like, it's like I'm waking up in the morning, going to the gym, coming back, trying to prepare food, and then the same one big circles, like going round and round, and I just needed to break it and try something new.
Okay.
So I look at it as something that, okay, let me just see what else is out there in the world. This can't be it. I'm only 25. It can't be it, because all I wanted was to have my own house and my own car by the age of 25, have my own space and just be independent. And then I achieved that. And within 3 months of having that, I realized that, this can't be it.
Right.
There should be more.
There should be something else.
There should be more.
Yeah.
And I was right. And I think, when... I've always known that there's something bigger that I'm meant for. But I feel like when it's time, I don't know if you've ever seen people with a calling. Like, it gets worse the more you ignore it, right?
Yes.
And at that time, I was just like, there's just
something has happened.
Yeah, something is missing.
Yeah.
And I couldn't put my finger on it. And then when Big Brother came, I was like, let's give it a try. I didn't think that was the answer. But I thought, why not?
It could be one of those things you would try.
Yeah.
So there wasn't really like a preparation for it, like, okay, let's think to a strategy. How are we going to go through this and whatnot? There wasn't something like that, was there?
I think close are we to finishing with the audition and knowing whether the housemates or not. And they'll always give you like an insane percentage, like, well, this is like only 30%. You're like, 30%? We've done 3 interviews. What do you mean? You're like,
But really, what were they finding out during those interviews?
hey, like, it was even different people. So it wasn't like, so I feel like, you know, it's a big production. So maybe you meet with the directors, then you meet with the producers. I don't know. Then
everybody has something they want to find.
Yes, I think so. Because I don't understand. Like, I don't know. Also, you know, there's medicals as well. So like, you have to be on your best health. You know. So it was. So when they said it was 30%, and we're on our 3rd interview, I was like, okay, clearly this is never gonna happen. But I think they're just trying to make sure that I don't get overexcited or anything, because I think that was the last interview.
Right.
Yeah, but
Look, you probably came out and you heard lots of comments from the people who've watched it. For those of us who watched it.
Did you?
Oh no, I did, girl.
Okay.
I did from day one to last day.
I love that.
And so we witnessed all the drama.
Yeah.
All the dance moves, all the waking up and working out like you had a boxing match. And I'm like, girl, easy. Where you going? You know what I mean? And dressing up all day, looking fly like,
this
girl.
This is definitely a Khosi fan.
You're stuck in one house, Khosi. Where you going?
But you know, the truth is, I don't understand people who be like, there's nothing else to do. So that's how I took my time, just like trying to look pretty, because there's nothing else to do.
Absolutely. Okay, I get
other than that, you shower, get in your, maybe say your comfortable clothes, then you're gonna go to bed.
Yeah.
You see. But when you actually just waste some time trying to get ready, taking your time, that, because honestly, I'm not used to not doing anything.
Right.
And then we had tasks, some of them were really boring.
I get that.
And you just have to try to make yourself entertaining because you're on TV.
Yes.
So that's why I think I took my time and tried to.
So the point of my question, so we are watching it and we're going through it. To be honest, we're going through the emotions. Like when somebody's messing with you, your fans are going through it. Like, look, there are times, you know, I'll be watching, I'm like, if I wasn't there, I'm going to punch somebody. You know what I mean?
I've heard that so many times.
How are you able to control your nerves, your emotions? How are you able to go through that? Deal with people with different sorts of personalities and all of that for 90 whatever days? Is it really as
I mean, it's crazy.
draining as we felt outside?
I think because you are prepared for it. For me, the last week was the last week. I couldn't take it. It just like, okay, the second week was bad, but I kind of made it through. The last week, I was counting down every hour. Like, I really was done. I was done. But in terms of the people, I think you just prepare yourself that, okay, I'm going to a house with a bunch of strangers. And I think I've always been very empathetic.
Right.
So even if you say dumb things or selfish things, I always try to look at things from your perspective and be like, okay, she probably doesn't know better. So I've always been like that. I always don't think worse of people. I just don't have that in me. Until you give me a reason to look at you some type of way, I don't think so. So even when those things happen, I always just assume that, okay, could have been me. I could have said that. But then if it's constantly the same thing, then I'm like, okay, this is what they're about, and it's okay.
And getting to the end of the show, you were very innovative. I think that was really bullseye. Time with Khosi.
Coffee with Khosi.
Coffee with Khosi, right? You had your own TV show in there. I thought it was really creative and a very good pitch to start your TV show. I'm sure SABC should contact you right now. If
SABC?
My Joe online and my team here will probably start a conversation. Because that was a great, way to put your talent out there, to brand yourself and say, look, I'm a journalist. This is what I do for a living. So why not show a bit of it to Africa?
Yes, absolutely. I cannot
Was that planned before?
Of course.
Oh,
It
okay.
was. Of course
came
it was.
prepared.
But I knew that. I was just praying that, because every week I'll tell myself that I will start it, but I'll be like, nah, there's still a lot of housemates, so I'm not going to get enough camera time.
That's true.
But then I'm just like, what if then you don't make it next week?
Yeah.
And then I'm like, okay, let's just gamble it. Let's just gamble it, because it would have been in vain if I did it while there's like 15 other housemates or 20 other housemates, because I wasn't going to get camera time for it.
That's true.
Even if they did show it, they were just going to show a bit of it. So I was just hoping and praying that I last longer. And yeah, but coffee with Khosi has been a thing probably since I was in high school.
Wow.
There was a show in one of the Indian channels, and it was some guy's name, coffee with this guy's name. It also started with the K, and I was like, wow, okay.
Yeah.
I think I want coffee with Khosi. That's actually where it started from, like way back. I was probably like 15 or so. So I was like,
we need to shoot an episode with Lexus before you leave.
Wow, I'm down.
Yeah.
I'm down.
Coffee with Lexus here in Ghana.
Hey.
This is, in my case, it won't be coffee. I mean,
Okay, all right. Please.
whiskey, girl.
Whiskey! Yes! Whiskey!
Okay. What do you think won it for you? What do you think did the magic? I mean, strangers from Nigeria, from South Africa, and the whole world of Africa were, were watching, but they voted you the winner. What do you think made you the winner?
I always think, because I've asked myself that question way too many times, but I always think it was because I was relatable. I'm very diverse, right? So I feel like each part of me, or a person would relate to at least a piece of me. I was really relatable because, and I thank God that it was real.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? Because then people were able to relate to something, whether it was something that had to do with being bullied or being talked about, or just being able to live your true self. Like there was an extent of each person that was able to relate, whether it was being spiritual, or calm, or just step ahead. There was a part of Khosi that each and one of them were able to relate to.
That's
because I'm very, there's a lot there's a lot.
I know.
You gotta like stuff.
Yes. A little people loved a lot more.
Yes, and there are others who just loved a whole lot.
Yes, almost everything.
Yeah.
For me, it was your passion for fitness, because
Yes.
I'm a fitness person. Yeah, I own a gym. I mean, you have just a little time. I'd have invited you over so we had have a workout session. Because I saw how you were bullying the men in there.
Oh,
like you were telling them to do planks and squats, and they were falling over, and you were like strong. I'm like, girl, this thing has been your passion for fitness. Tell me about it. Where did it start from?
I think it started when I was modeling.
Oh,
and
right.
I saw that when on TV, like models has to be fit, they have to look a certain way. So I started doing it, and I was in high school, probably also around 15 years.
Yeah.
So every morning before I went to school, from the age of 40, I would jog. So I would jog.
Wow.
And then
That
come back home, take a
bodies are the
shower, and then go to
investments.
school. So I think it started then, and I realized how much it just made me happy. Like, jogging made me so happy. So the further I went into pageantry, I started realizing that you can actually. Exercising is not just about losing weight. You can do body sculpting, so you can sculpt your body however you want it to look. And I think that's just when I started being like, it's more than what I've always known it to be. And I saw how much it just made me much healthier and happier, and it made sense. It became a main hobby. Like if I'm not at work, I'm at the gym.
That's great. I'm passionate about it, so when I see people who are taking it very seriously, I'm excited. So that did it for me. I know a lot of your fans are listening right now, and they would want to call in and speak to you. So you can call us and speak to Khosi on Joy FM 03.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I don't believe you're in Ghana. I was just following you like that.
Wow.
Because I like your stuff. From day one, I picked you. I knew you were going to win because you had a style.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Medase.
Where is the enemy?
Ah! Oh.
We hear you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
You.
03. Another friend on the line. The lines are buzzing. The whole Ghana wants to talk to Khosi. Is it? Hello. Hello.
Hello. Hi, Lexus.
Hi, girl. How are you?
Lexus, this is Emily.
Emily, you're welcome. You're live on air, and Khosi's here.
Yeah, I know, and I love Khosi. Khosi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm blessed. I love you, one.
Aww.
Congratulations, girl.
Thank you so much, Emily.
All right. Thank you so much, Emily.
Listen,
if I leave the phones, I'm not going to talk about what I want to talk about. You know what I mean? Because I was worried when you said you hadn't partied in Ghana. I'm like, hey, look, we need to throw a party for Khosi, like a big party, because I know she loves her Friday and Saturday nights, and she'll go down and do all sorts of moves. And I'm like, these squats are helping. These squat routines are helping this girl.
They're paying off.
This person is a fan, no cap.
But now, Khosi, you're a big star across the continent. Like, I'm seeing you're live, right? And thousands of people are watching you. People are listening all over the country. People are following you. People hail you and love you.
Yeah.
What is this new life like?
What I've always been saying is that as much as it's very different, but I just look at it just like that, like it's just a new life, and I need to just adjust to it. But I don't ever want to look at it as the most amazing, best thing that has ever happened to me, because I've got much bigger goals. So I try to be humble within it. Like, you know, people are like, wow, you won the show, like, you know. And you know, when someone says it like that, I'm like, yeah, actually I did. Because I never sit and think about that myself, that like, girl, you really won. You are that girl because you won the show. You know what? They must know. Wherever you enter, they must know. If I ever feel that way, I feel then I'll be complacent. Then I wouldn't see the reason to wake up at 5 a.m., go get whatever I need to. You know what I mean? So I feel the hunger will go away. So I need to stay hungry. And for that, I need to remember that this is small. God is just giving me a taste. And depending on how I handle it, more could come, or maybe it could just be for the worst. So I'm trying to be really careful. To be humble and graceful. And people expect you to act like now you're not breathing the same air as them. It's only 100K.
It's only 100K. Which I'm sure, if we're going to be honest, she could blow it up in a week.
Like, I was saying that it wouldn't even buy me a kind of house.
You know,
it's something that should probably...
Because it's got really expensive taste, guys.
Not really. I like a soft life. I don't like problems. I don't like problems. So I really like a life where I'm flexible and I'm able to do whatever. I don't want to be restrained because I can't afford a certain thing. Like, I want to do what I love. You see what I mean? So
what does it mean for your journalism career?
It's funny how, like, you guys ask me, like, I don't think there's an interviewer that doesn't ask me that. Like, I wonder,
because,
is it because it's the field I was in? Like,
you know, I think we feel like you're a part of us.
Yes,
and
exactly.
We're sad that now you're leaving us.
I think that's exactly what it is, because I just be like, so...
And we don't want that to happen.
Are you, like, done with... Do you think you have it? I'm like... Hey, why is this a question? Can we do with this? And but like I'll always be a journalist at heart. You know, with Coffee with Khosi, I think it's also just different type of journalism as well. So it's journalism on its own. Good Deeds, which is my church organization, it's also journalism on its own. Because journalism, what exactly is it? We're holding people accountable for their action. We are acknowledging, informing our community, but most of all, we are a watchdog in our community. And I feel that
I about Good Deeds right after the news at 5 o'clock. I really wish you were reading that news for us, but it's okay. Ellie Kemp is here with the news. So when she's done with that, we'll actually talk about Good Deeds, your charity project. Yeah?
Absolutely.
All right, it's 5 o'clock.
I love this interview. Like, I love it. It's giving me everything.
Misreading the news.
It's different. Every time, where is Yemi? Where is this one? Where is Tawa? Where? I'm on arrest.
Guy, he says it's a Khosi, right?
Of Khosi Twala,
Yeah.
winner of Big Brother Titans. And shout out to all the Rains who are listening. Lots of your fans are listening and they love you. And now you're an icon. I don't know, what do you plan on doing with this platform, this newfound popularity? You have your charity, Good Deeds.
Yes,
Tell me about
which has always been my number one goal, and I'm so glad that it's finally taking shape into what I wanted. I really wanted to be a non-profitable organization that doesn't reach out only to South Africa, but throughout Africa. I really want to touch lives. And I always say that the whole point of Good Deeds, I just want people to know that there is hope out there. Like, there are people who care that you are not alone. So I really want to see it grow. I really want to see it grow. And, we were just on the streets of Accra not so long ago.
So you giving out food on the streets of Accra?
Yes.
Watch out
It's
for
very
that
emotional,
video. It's coming.
I enjoy being there for people, but the way seeing people fighting over food, a basic need, is really heartbreaking. And knowing that they're going to have that and then the next day back to square one really breaks my heart. That's why I really hope to get in our sponsorship or even partner with people who are more powerful, in a better position to do better, because I do believe that the whole point is to help grow the economy and help with a sustainable development, because then we'll keep just feeding people on the streets and they'll keep getting hungry. But we need to change the mindset of people that, there are other ways you can provide for yourself. We need to work with the government and try and help people. That's the whole point of Good Deeds, not just giving people food, but that's what we can do for now. But I really wanted to have
now.
Community centers where people are trained and developed on how they can take care of themselves.
Isn't it beautiful that from where you lived in South Africa? I mean, you hadn't even traveled out of South Africa until Big Brother, and now you're able to impact across a whole continent. I mean, you did some in Nigeria, you're in Ghana, you probably will be in another country and all. It's magical, isn't it?
Yeah, it's unbelievable. When I was walking back to the car after we're done giving away food, I was just like, is this really me in Ghana doing good deeds?
Yeah.
But I can't really stay for long in those moments. But I'm just like, you know what? You're doing well. I think it's important to always check in, because I am so ambitious. At times, what I'm doing could feel like I'm not doing anything.
Yeah.
Because, my goodness, I'm too ambitious. My goals are too big.
Yeah.
Even now, where I am as a Big Brother winner, I still feel like I'm not even halfway where I need to be.
Right.
So I tend to be harsh on myself or hard on myself. So it's always important to check in and be like, okay, you know what? This is a nice step. You're doing well.
We've talked about the rosy stuff now. What has been the gloomiest part of this journey for you?
I think just people's expectation of how my journey is supposed to be, or how I'm supposed to be as an individual, being misunderstood. And it's so sad because people watch me on TV and they saw me being misunderstood or disliked for no reason. I come out of the house, obviously they've helped me win the show. And I'm not, anyone else who's a hater, who's a troller, I don't care. But what breaks my heart is the people within Khosi Reigns. Because you know what? Not everyone's going to be happy. But it breaks my heart to then see people within what I thought was a nation and now starting to break away or start to divide because maybe things are not going as how they would like.
Right.
So I think that has been my biggest worry, because I thought this was our win. You know what I mean? Me and the Khosi Reigns. But then if people start taking a step back or starting to feel some type of, or start dividing among themselves, it breaks my heart. It really does. So that has been one thing that I'll be like, but I'm like, okay, listen, don't get yourself too attached to that or too involved.
Yeah.
You have a lot of work to get done, and you cannot be too gloomy or stuck in those moments. Because honestly, any other thing, I don't think it matters that much. Just because I'm doing this for myself, for God, and now that I have a new family on top of my family, which is Khosi Reigns, those are the only people that matter. Yeah. So I could never feel some type of way for any other reason.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's great. I'm so happy that we get to interact with you and to feel your impact as well on our society.
Yes.
You're amazing.
Thank you
And
so much.
we're grateful that you came all the way to Ghana to do good deeds as well. This shouldn't be the last, of course. You have a home
definitely.
here.
It's clear
Now
as
you have
day
a home
light.
here.
Oh my gosh, I have
And,
Ghanaian celebrities cheering for me. I have people in the political spaces cheering for me.
Yeah.
There's a powerhouse
Right.
for me here in Ghana.
That's true.
So I wouldn't want to, put that to waste,
Talk to them. The Khosi Reigns.
Khosi Reigns, I never finish any interview without mentioning them. Like, it's so weird. I wonder if everyone else talk about their fan base as much as I do, because, like, at this point, it's just... Yeah.
They're loyal.
No, because honestly, they shock me every time.
Yeah.
And I don't care who says what and compare them to what. At the end of the day, they come through for me. Even when I'm in boardrooms and I'm talking and I'm maybe turning down a deal or trying to convince someone to sign me, I know that Khosi Reigns, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
People, in my language, I don't know, we say Utembeni, which means I don't know why you're so confident. And Khosi Reigns play a big part in me, you know what I mean? Because I know that whatever I decide, whatever I do, they'll be there for me. So the amount of confidence that they've given me is insane. Because what they've done for me could never be undone. That's the street language.
Yeah.
What they did for me could never be undone.
Great stuff. I'm glad. Lots of messages. I wish I could read all of them. Vivian or Kanzi, Vivian Safo, Mrs. Vivian, says, look, she loves you so much. And she actually would have loved to meet you. Lexus, please ask her whether she's tasted Ghana jollof and fufu with
Here we go.
with good
Actually, when we were busy with good deeds, we had an interview earlier on, and Vivian, the lady that was interviewing me, actually sent me some food. He sent me okra and fufu. I took a video. I'm actually gonna post it.
That was Banku and okra.
But there was fufu as well, yeah?
No. It looks like fufu, but it's not fufu. It's
Not
Banku.
fufu?
Say Banku.
Okay.
Say Banku.
Banku.
There you go. That's it.
It's banku. It's not fufu.
No.
It tastes better.
Oh, you ate it?
Yes, actually, I think I
it?
like. What is it? The other white thing.
Yeah. That's the Banku. That's the
banku.
Yeah.
It tastes better than fufu.
Okay, so you've had fufu too.
Yes, because fufu, they say you're not supposed to chew it. Because I've been chewing it.
So you chew the Banku.
I chewed this one and it made sense. It actually made sense.
No, Khosi.
I'm not supposed to chew this one as well.
I need to.
Wait.
We need to give you proper orientation.
Yeah, guys, you guys might as well get rid of your teeth. Because it's like you're just swallowing
You're supposed to
stuff.
swallow it. Yeah?
Even this one?
Yes.
No, it tasted better. Have you tried chewing it? You should try it.
I won't do that. It's an abomination. It's a sin. I could get arrested. I mean, you could get arrested for chewing Banku. God bless you so much, and I wish you all the best.
Much.
And we'll definitely see you again here in Ghana.
Yeah, definitely.
Khosi Twala, winner of Big Brother Titans Season 1. I'm Lexus Bell. Thank you so much for spending time with my team and I. Thanks to my production team, Adam Naite, Philip Nye, Albeku Sankofi, Anita Tay.
This is an interview.
I'm Lexus Bell.
Thank
Enjoy
you.
your evening. I'm back on your off to go chew.
She's so relaxed. Very relaxed.